Now, this chromosomal theory of inheritance was experimentally verified by Morgan, and he did experiments on Drosophila, that is commonly called fruit fly. So today we will see what were the experiments done by Morgan and how they concluded in linkage and mapping. Now the next were the experiments done by the Morgan, Thomas Hunt Morgan and his colleagues. They conducted experiments and they verified this theory, chromosomal theory of inheritance. Now they worked with, like Mendel worked with the pea plants, the Morgan and his colleagues, they worked with fruit flies. Fruit flies are the small flies which are present, which normally are flying around the fruits, ripe fruits. That's why they are commonly called fruit flies. And the biological name of these fruit flies is Drosophila melanogaster. Now, if you see the why he took Drosophila, because Mendel had his own reasons to take pea plant for his experiments. Similarly, the Thomas Morgan and his colleagues, they also had the reason to take these. Number one was the number of chromosomes in Drosophila are 8. So they are present in 4 pairs. So number of chromosomes are less to study. Number two, these two, the male and female, are distinguished. Like without microscope or with very low power of microscope, you can make out which one is male and which one is female. And the third thing is that they completed their life cycle in 2 weeks. So their life cycle span is very less. And number four was that every time there is a cross, there is a large population of progeny which is produced. And number 6 was that these can be cultured in the laboratory by very small amount of fruit pulp or any biosynthetic material on which they can be fed upon. So these were the reasons why Drosophila, that fruit flies, were selected for their experiments by Morgan and his colleagues. So these are the reasons they selected, because it is suitable for genetic studies. It can be grown on simple synthetic medium in the laboratory. Fruit pulp is required for their nutrition. Then they complete their life cycle in 2 weeks. A single mating could produce a large number of progeny flies. Then there is clear differentiation of male and female. You can find out male and female, and many types of hereditary variations. Many variations, the contrasting characters and the variations from the parents can be seen with low power microscopes. And another thing which I told you was that this the Drosophila melanogaster is having 8 chromosomes. So that means 4 pairs of chromosomes. So the number of chromosomes are not very large, so the study can be done. So these were the reasons why Morgan took Drosophila. Now they took 2 characteristics. The dihybrid cross was made in Drosophila to study the genes. Now they took the characters which were present on X chromosome. Now X chromosome is a sex chromosome. As you have learned in sex determination of human beings in class 10, we are having 23 pairs, that is 46 number, and these 23 pairs are 22 plus 6 chromosomes. In females it is X, and in male it is X and Y. So on X, in Drosophila also, the 3 pairs are autosomes and 1 is sex chromosome, and this sex chromosome is XY, and on X chromosome these 2 characters were present. They crossed yellow bodied and white eye. Normally, all of the Drosophila, they have red eyes, but the Morgan found mutant white eye also. So he took these two characters for his dihybrid cross, yellow body and white-eyed females, and he crossed them with brown body and red-eyed males. Clear? Now he F1 progeny was there, and he self-crossed the F1 progeny. Now after F1 progeny, to his surprise, he did not find the normal ratio which comes in F2 generation. What is the normal ratio we are getting till now? Is 9:3:3:1. But this was not the ratio. The ratio they got was 8:8, means same. The ratio was deviated. It was deviated from the Mendelian ratio, and the genes did not segregate independently. These genes, they came together. They were not segregating independently. Even in progeny also, till now the law of independent assortment says that the genes, the alleles segregate independently. They are not depending on each other. And luckily, this was the case with the Mendel. For all his 7 traits he studied in pea plant, he got the same result. Every pair of the allele, they segregated separately. But here, in Drosophila fly, what happened? He did not, Morgan and his colleagues, they did not get this ratio. 9:3:3:1. And they said that the genes are not segregating independently. The genes are coming together. That means the parental genes are coming into the progeny. Same combination. The gene present on X chromosomes and 2 genes in a dihybrid cross situated on the same chromosome. So parental gene combination is much higher than non-parental. Now what would be the parental gene combination here? Yellow body and white-eyed. This is the parental combination. And another parental combination is brown body and red eye. Now, if the fly is having yellow body with red eye, that is non-parental combination. Clear? But they saw that parental combination is very high and non-parental combination is very less. So the reason they said is the physical association or linkage of 2 genes on chromosome. And this is called linkage. And the non-parental combination, the different combination which comes into the progeny, is recombination. I'll explain it to you with the help of the diagrams. So you learn 2 terms, linkage and recombination. Now suppose on one chromosome, gene loci are there, locus where the gene is present. The position of the gene is called locus, loci. On that loci, A is present at one loci. Then B is present very far from the A. So the chances of A and B getting separated is more because their distance is more on the chromosome. Similarly, close to each other on a chromosome, on the same chromosome, then the chances of those two getting separated by the crossover during the meiosis cell division is very, very less because they are very close to each other. And if they are far from each other, the chances are more. Now, the chances here of yellow-bodied and white-eyed, they came together every time. So that means these two are closely arranged on chromosome, these 2 genes. And if they are arranged at a distance, the 2 genes which are present at a distance on a same chromosome, the chances are that they can be separated by the crossing over, and then there are chances of recombination. Clear? So I'll show you these diagrams which will make it more clear. Okay, now see this diagram. Now, earlier diagram we saw that capital A was here, the gene was there, and the B was here. So the distance between A and B was very large. The distance was more. So there was probability of crossing over and getting separated after the crossing over. But if the genes are present closely, like suppose capital A and capital B in this case are present very closely, close to each other. So only crossovers happening in this small portion. If the crossover is taking place in this small region, then only there are chances that A and B will get separated. Otherwise, A and B will always come together. For example, A is for black hair and B is for black eye. So black hair and black eye will always come together. The reason, the chances are more because they are present at very short distance from each other. They are very closely associated on chromosome. And if the crossing over is taking place in between this, then only they will get separated. Otherwise, there are no chances of getting them separated. If the crossing over is taking place from here, there is no chance. If the crossing over is taking place from here, there is no chance. If the crossing over is taking place from here, there is no chance. The chance of getting them separated is only when the crossing over will take place here, in between this. Then the A will go to the another chromosome and this B will come to the another chromosome. Like this has happened. This has happened. Why? Because the crossing over has taken place in this small. So they have formed the recombination. The different combination is called recombination, which is not similar to the parental combination. So this is recombination, but the chances are very less because they are very closely associated with each other. Clear? Okay. Now, this is chromosome and these are the different loci where the genes are present. Now, A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Clear? Suppose these are the genes which are present on chromosomes. Now, tell me what are the chances of A and H getting separated after crossing over? More or less? Why more?
Because the distance between
whenever the crossing over will take place, that portion will get separated and this portion will get separated, because if the crossing over is taking place from this place to this place, anywhere from here to here, anywhere if the crossing over is taking place, the chances are that A and H will get separated. Okay. Now tell me what are the chances of A and D getting separated? More than A and H or less than A and H?
less than
H, because the distance is lesser than the distance between A and H. Clear? Okay, close to each other. So this is linkage. A and B are linked together. Now linkage is also can be complete, can be incomplete. Complete is when 100% times A and B always go together. Suppose they are absolutely sticking with each other, close to each other, then there are probability of 99.9% that they both will go together, and that is called complete linkage. But the chances are less than it is incomplete. Suppose it is A and C. Now A and C, the chances of getting separated are more than A and B. A and D, chances are still more. A and E, chances are more. A and F, more. So as far the genes are from each other, there are chances of getting them separated after crossing over. And then they give the recombination. Because if they get separated, now what will happen? Suppose this A and H are getting separated. So what will happen? Here, small h can also come. Or here, small a can come if the crossing over is taking place here. So we will get recombination. But if there is linkage, we will not get recombination. We will get the same parental combination, that is A and B. Same. Suppose these two are showing black hair and black eyes. So we will get black hair and black eyes always together in children as well. In progeny also, we will get them, these two characteristics, these two traits together. So these two traits, these two genes are said to be linked. So this is called linked. Now, with this linkage, if they are far away, suppose A and D, and crossing over has taken place from here, you will find new combinations which are non-parental combinations. It can be capital A, small d. It can be small a, capital D. So these non-parental combinations are called recombination. Now, how the mapping is done is by two ways. One is recombination frequency. That means the percentage of recombination in the progeny. How many? Suppose out of 100 progeny population, 80 are showing recombination traits. So that means recombination frequency is 80%. So recombination frequency is 80%. That means those two traits, the genes for those two traits are lying very far from each other. Now suppose the linkage is 90%. So that shows the parental combination is 90%, and that shows the two genes are very near to each other. Clear? So this is how the mapping is done. Genes are shown in relative order and distance from each other based on pedigree. Pedigree we will study. The chance of the chromosome breaking between A and C is higher than between A and B during meiosis. So chances of breaking between A and C is higher. It is all the more higher between A and D. It is all the more higher between A and E. Achha, what about this F and G? Almost linked with each other. So they will always come together. More probability is that we get the parental combination. So the chance of chromosome breaking between E and F is higher than the chance of the chromosome breaking between F and G, because this distance is more than this distance. The closer the two genes are, the more likely they are to be inherited together. That is linkage. They are inherited together and they will get the in progeny, we will find the parental combination. So two types of combination can be there, parental and non-parental. So parental is because of the linkage and non-parental is because of the recombination. So if pedigree studies shows a high incidence of co-occurrence, those genes will be located close together on a genetic map. Okay, chalo. Can be measured in recombinant frequency or the genetic map distance. It is also called map distance. Okay. Now suppose the recombination frequency between A and C is 32%. Okay. This is how the mapping is done. The mapping is done on the basis of the linkage and recombination. It can be measured as recombinant frequency, that is RF, or it can be measured in the map distance. used linkage map used recombination frequencies from fruit fly crosses to map the relative position of genes along chromosomes. Frequency of recombinant offspring reflected the distances between genes on a chromosome. Then what happens is Sturtevant and his colleague. He was the student of Morgan, and he and his colleagues, they were able to map many of the fruit fly genes in this way. The wild type is what? Wild type is the type which is present most of the time. That is the dominant character, the present which is most of the time. And these were the mutant type. Mutant means the difference, the differentiation from the parental type. And as per the frequency, recombinant frequency, he mapped them. That first is this gene, second is this gene, third is this gene, fourth is. Now, if you see, the recombinant frequency is higher. As higher, when it is higher, the distance is more. When it is less, the distance is less. Clear? This is what this diagram is showing. The more recombinant frequency is, the distance between the two genes is more. The less recombination frequency is, the distance between the two genes is less. F is recombination frequency. Now, recombination frequency between A and B is 13.2. Recombination frequency between B and C is 6.4. Okay. Recombination frequency between A and C is 18.5. So how will you map it? A, B, and C. So this is how the mapping is done. These are, of course, only 3 genes, but otherwise there are many genes on a chromosome. But this is how exactly it is being done. This is the step of mapping the genes on a chromosome. And this has been done for human being also. We have Human Genome Project ready for us. So we know on all chromosomes of ours, all 23 pairs of chromosomes, what are the genes which are present and what is the recombination frequency, what is the linkage, everything is known to us now. So largest recombination frequency is outermost genes of trio. So trio means these 3 genes. So A and C, they are showing largest recombination frequency 18.5. Now see this, the links, when the crossing over during meiosis is taking place, how the linkage, the links in some genes do not assort independently. Why they do not assort independently? Because they are inherited together. Why they are inheriting together? Because they are because of their close association. So if they are closely associated, then there are very less chances for them to getting separated. So they are on the same chromosome and are generally inherited together. It is possible to measure the relative position of various linked genes by comparing the ratio of the parental genotypes to the recombinant genotypes. So the parental genotype, that is the parental percentage, the parental combination percentage, and non-parental the linkage. So this is linkage and gene mapping. Recombination, a mapping of chromosome, gene mapping of a chromosome can be done, and it has been done now for many of organisms including human beings. The Human Genome Project is also ready, and we are having all 23 chromosomes ready, all the genes, and the mapping is also done. So we know the sequence of genes on each and every chromosome of ours.